The Employee Retention Credit from the IRS is the last major COVID relief program. Claim up to $26,000 for each employee you had on payroll. This is Marty Stewart with Disaster Loan Advisors. The IRS tax refund is newfound money for your business. Let us help you navigate the ERC program with flexible options and working together. You can relax and have peace of mind that you're in good hands. Stay safe, stay compliant, and keep more of your refund. Take the next step and schedule a free ERC consultation call with us today.
When is the deadline to file the employee retention credits? Business always finds government laws perplexing and frustrating, especially when there are continuous changes in the rules and deadlines that are not easily understood. One such program is the Employee Retention Credit, ERC, offered by the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, CARES Act. The qualification period for the ERTC program was originally scheduled to end on December 31, 2021. Later, it was modified to September 30, 2021, allowing only Q1, Q2, and Q3 payroll periods available for the ERC credit. This made business owners even more confused about the deadlines and other program details. The official ERC deadlines are: April 15, 2024 is the deadline to file an ERTC claim for the 2020 tax filing year. April 15, 2025 is the deadline to file the ERTC tax credit for the 2021 tax filing year. Surprisingly, less than 5% of small businesses are even aware of this lucrative ERC tax credit program. What is the ERC? The 116th U.S. Congress approved the $2.2 trillion CARES Act as relief provisions. Additionally, President Donald Trump signed it on March 27, 2020, in reaction to COVID's adverse effects. The CARES Act covered multiple benefits for businesses and the general public. As part of the CARES Act, the Employee Retention Tax Credit was established to incentivize companies to keep paying their workers by offering credit to eligible employers for wages provided to eligible employees. This was done by giving credit to the qualified company. The eligibility of an employer for the ERTC is based on meeting one of the following conditions, and that criteria must be completed during the calendar quarter that the employer chooses to use the credit. Businesses were forced to restrict their open hours and cease some or all activities. Businesses witnessed a considerable decrease in quarterly gross income as compared to 2019. Businesses suffered a decrease of 50% in 2020 in comparison to 2019. Businesses suffered a 20% income reduction in comparison to 2019. Instructions to file the Employee Retention Credit. There is currently no application for the ERC. Instead, firms may claim the ERC on their federal employment tax returns if they have at least one employee still working for them after the tax year. In short, they can claim the credit on Form 941, Employer's Quarterly Federal Tax Return, Form 944, Employer's Annual Federal Tax Return, or Form 943, Employer's Annual Federal Tax Return for agricultural employees. Eligible businesses must report the total qualifying leave wages on their federal employment tax return. However, if your federal employment taxes don't cover the payments, you can fill out Form 7200. Make sure to file Form 7200 anytime before the end of the month following the quarter in which you paid the qualified wages. Deadline to file the Employee Retention Credit. A company can make a backdated claim for the Employee Retention Tax Credit, ERTC. You have until April 15, 2024 to file claims for ERTC for the 2020 tax filing year, and until April 15, 2025 to file claims for ERTC for the 2021 tax filing year. For 2020, the tax credit is equivalent to 50% of the qualifying wages that eligible companies pay their workers during a calendar quarter. The qualified employers can only receive a maximum credit of $5,000 per employee per quarter. For 2021, the tax credit equals 70% of qualified wages that eligible employers pay their employees. Here, a qualified employer can earn a maximum credit of $7,000 per employee per quarter. Employee Retention Credit 2021 Worksheet. The IRS provides an Employee Retention Credit worksheet within Form 941 instructions. The worksheet helps determine the ERC amount once wage totals for the quarter have been calculated on pages 26 and 28. Conclusion and summary related to deadline to file the Employee Retention Credits. The Employee Retention Tax Credit can undoubtedly be quite helpful for employers and employees. However, when you are calculating your ERC credits, make sure that you consult with your accountant for a precise and flawless calculation and file your claim before deadlines. ERC is a valuable credit that can help businesses retain their employees. If you are not sure if you are eligible for the credit or not, consult a tax professional.
As you can see, navigating the Employee Retention Credit Program is very complex and confusing to try to figure it out on your own. Even on the IRS ERC FAQ pages, it says this page is not current. There have been several years of updates and changes to this IRS tax credit already, including 4 congressional acts and 5 updated guidances from the IRS, totaling over 3,900 pages. Who has time to sift through all that information, let alone decipher some of the confusing language and rulings? In order to stay compliant with current IRS ERC rules and regulations, expert specialized help is highly recommended. Even if your business received an SBA PPP loan, you are still eligible for the ERC credit. If you think you may not qualify, it's worth a conversation to see if your business does. Let us assist you with a complete employee retention credit process, or if you might be stuck on filling out the IRS 941X forms correctly on your own. We are here to help. Stay safe, stay compliant, keep more of your refund. Email us at support@disasterloanadvisors.com or call us toll free at 877-463-9777 extension 3. Or visit us on the web at www.disasterloanadvisors.com/ERC for complete details on the Employee Retention Credit Program for your business.